What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over 5 secrets to making more money. Now, I've used all of these secrets that I'm about to tell you in my personal life, and it's dramatically just basically changed the way I look at money, handle money, and how much I make. The great thing about these secrets is that everybody can implement them no matter where you are in life, how old you are, or how financial literate you are right now. But before we get started, I just want you to know that there's a lot of other secrets and tricks and tips out there that I recommend that you can go ahead and search on YouTube. By all means, this is not everything that you can come up with, but let's get down to it. The first secret into making more money is getting more exposure. Now, getting more exposure may sound a little bit frightening at first, especially for the person that's not really used to being out there and outlandish. However, it can really be really simple. All it takes is whether you're in a career now or wanting to go into more of an online presence, you just really want to sit down and just be true to who you are. And what I mean by that is just really find your confidence on what you do and really understand your weaknesses on what you're not really good at. Now, my confidence and my abilities, I've really pressed hard on recently and trying to really promote those, get those out there, and both my abilities to do different tasks, both my abilities to understand different things, and I've also come to realize more of my weaknesses. And with that being said, getting more exposure is really going to help you making more money or going into the next thing, which is building a brand while you're having more exposure. Whether you're building a brand and personally on your own career path, whether you're trying to be that person in your office or at your workplace or at your current job right now that does really good things, when it comes to this, or is really good at that, or she's awesome at this. Whatever it may be, whether it's being in a career path and getting good at something, getting recognized for it, or whether it's the whole 180, which is building a presence online, where you can start, leveraging your online presence and followers and unique abilities, basically trying to leverage to get more money there. There's 2 different avenues you can go down. You can also do both, but I highly recommend, no matter what, secret number 1, just get exposure. Now, just a fair warning before we move on to secret number 2 is when you're getting more exposure, there is going to be criticism. You have to understand that just comes with the territory. Some of you guys can brush it off really good, try to stay that way, have some thick skin. Jesus. Either way, when you're getting exposure, there is going to be criticism. It's just up to you on how you want to take it, how you want to learn from it. You got to understand there's going to be 2 separate categories, people that are with you and people that, are not with you. And it's pretty simple. You just do your best to stay in your lane, have your goals and motives down and, focus on getting more exposure for the better person of yourself. All right, now that you got more exposure, the second secret to making more money is watch who and where you're getting advice from. Guys, when it boils down to it, there's a lot of people out there that are giving advice that maybe shouldn't be given advice per se. See, guys, it's pretty simple. When you're getting advice from somebody, I always recommend asking this question. Would you trade places with a person giving you that advice? If the answer is no, then it's probably not good to get the advice from, or at least just take it with a grain of salt. But if the answer is yes, well then maybe, yeah, absolutely. Try to go and seek more advice, pick that person's brain. The best person to get advice from is somebody that's just, has a track record of being responsible, both personally and financially, but just really having a track record of doing things the correct way, being more of a straight arrow, a person that's really motivated, a person that's really aware of their surroundings, their weaknesses, their strengths. That's the best person you tend to get advice from. Also, when you're seeking advice, you really got to see where that advice is coming from. Now, is it from a person that's in your industry, or is it from a person that's outside of your industry? Whether it be marketing, school, business, politics, medical field, whatever it may be, you got to understand that there's people that have done this stuff before, and there's people that are pretty good at it. And so if you can seek advice from those people that have already done it in their career paths, or you can see that they're getting really close to almost accomplishing what they've set goals on, those are the people you really want to seek advice from. All right, guys, now we got some exposure. We're meeting the right people to have the correct advice. The third secret to making more money is don't reinvent the wheel. It's pretty simple. Like I mentioned, there's no reason to reinvent something that's already invented. And what I mean by that is a lot of ideas and inventions nowadays actually stem from different ideas, different motives, other people's accomplishments. You really just want to understand that there's stuff that already works. However, you definitely do want to make the wheel a little bit better. And so what I mean by that, which you probably guessed already, is there's stuff that you can add on to something to make it better. Right? Whether it be a business idea or an idea in general, or something in your career path, or a position that you're trying to accomplish, how you can make yourself be better in that position as a leader, as a motivator, as somebody that, is working harder towards their goals. There's things you can fine tune. Like I mentioned, reinventing the wheel is all about making something better, not necessarily starting from scratch. It will save you a lot of time and headache, and ultimately it will definitely help you in the long run of making more money, and it'll probably help you making more money a little bit quicker as well. Now that we got our advice rolling, we're getting more exposure, and we're not inventing. What am I doing here? What is that? Okay, anyways. All right, now let's go into the fourth step of how to make more money, which is investing in yourself. Now understand, this is probably one of the biggest things in this whole entire video, and investing in yourself is really just an opportunity to grow. Whether you're trying to grow financially or mentally or spiritually, whatever it may be, there's so many aspects, there's so many avenues you can go down to invest in yourself and get better as a person. That ultimately, you got to understand you're the person that's gonna, get to this position. You're the person, your body, your mind, your spirit is gonna get you to where you wanna be. It's nobody else ultimately. And so investing in yourself is a key attribute, a key motive, and really a legit key to unlock to finding the best self and finding something that you're going to be able to do in the long run that's going to help you make more money. A couple different ways to investing in yourself is reading books, like I got right there, investing in seminars, investing in online courses that are actually going to teach you something, so be careful with that. But there's so many different things you can do as a person to invest in yourself. What it boils down to is you have to understand you are the only person to get you where you want to be in life. And also, of course, you can get people to help, you can get people to mentor you, but you got to be that person that's wanting to be mentored, that's wanting to get help, that's coachable. And ultimately, that comes down to just getting more investments in yourself. Another great thing is investing in your well-being, your hygiene, the way you look, the way you feel. The biggest thing I've learned, especially being in more of sales roles and marketing roles, is that I always have to be in a positive attitude, whether it be in those roles or just outside of the roles in general. It always works better for me when I'm positive. And there's so many ways that I've learned down the road when I'm trying to build businesses and my companies and things of that nature. One of the big things is just feeling good about yourself, right? Working out, having the ability to get some nice clothes, investing in some clothes, investing in a suit, investing in different accessories, just to make you a little bit more authoritative, a little bit more serious. Just really make yourself feel a little bit more whole. That helps you kind of go throughout the day, grow throughout the months and the year of just feeling like you're accomplishing things, you're getting better at things, and you're being a better version of yourself. All right, guys, going into the fifth and final secret to making more money, which is doing what you love. Now, look, I know it sounds cliche to sit here and say you gotta do something you love, but really, guys, there's a reason why it sounds cliche, because so many successful entrepreneurs, business owners, successful motivational speakers, just successful people in general always say to do what you love. Now, there's a couple different reasons why. Number one, it's insanely hard to stick with something. Really, I mean, whether it's trying to keep your workout routine going, try to stay healthy, trying to better yourself and read a certain amount of books in a year or whatever it may be, it's so hard to stick with the task nowadays, especially with everything coming at us at once. And so, the average person would give up. If you're doing something that's a little bit more passionate to you, if you're doing something that you love, odds are you're going to stick with it way longer than the average person that doesn't like what they're doing. So that's why I say you always have to have passion for what you do. And you got to understand, with passion of what you do, you don't always have to sit there and worry about making money with it. Whether it be music, art, acting, whatever it may be, there's a lot of things that people say don't make a lot of money, but really that's not what it comes down to. What it comes down to is if you're passionate about it, you really pursue it, you really stay with it, the money is going to follow. That's the bottom line. Everything I've done that I didn't think could make money, or everything I've done that I didn't think could actually help me make more money, has always in the long term at some point benefit me indirectly or directly of making more money, being financially secure. In addition to that, you probably heard the saying that if you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life. I find that to be hard to believe, to say the least. I love what I do. I love what I do, with my full-time job. I love, making videos and putting out content. But there's a lot of work that goes into it. And there is at times where I 100% feel like I'm doing work because, well, it's work. However, there does come to a point where, the work becomes something that you want to quit on. The work becomes something that you definitely don't want to do anymore. You just hate it and you dread it. And, don't get me wrong, there's some aspects of that, but when you have passion for what you're doing, it's a lot minimal. And there's really a threshold of how much a human can take in terms of their day job or whatever it may be, which is why a lot of people quit, or there's really a threshold. And so that threshold tends to be a little bit easier to get above. I would say a lot easier to get above when hard times happen and when you do have passion for that certain subject or career. Like I mentioned, guys, if you want to make more money, you got to have a passion for it. And it's the easiest and probably quickest way to stay in your lane and to get where you really want to be. All right, guys, there it is. 5 secrets to making more money. Obviously, like I mentioned, there is so many more things to do to make more money. So many other aspects and avenues and tips that I'm gonna share along the way in my content journey here on YouTube. These are all secrets and things that I've done personally to make more money. I know they 100% have worked out for me, and I'm hoping they're gonna work out for you. The biggest thing, guys, is you gotta understand to follow these things religiously. Always have them in mind, always find ways to implement them in your daily lives. And I guarantee you guys, if you just follow these 5 tips and tricks or secrets, if you will, you'd definitely be better off financially in the short term and long term.